All right, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is part 2 of my round of golf in the Amateur Players Tour. I played in Division 1, which is the championship flight in that tour, and I recommend for anybody looking to get into competitive golf to look into playing on this tour. You get to play against people of your skill level in the handicap separations, Division 1 through Division 5. Go on the website and look, and you can see what I'm talking about there. So I enjoyed the guys I played with. I thank them again for putting up with the camera, the whole 18 holes. But I'm excited to share the rest of this with you on part 2 here on the back 9 for that tournament. For the people wondering maybe what this channel is about, it's about, 1, growing the game of golf that I love, but 2, using the game of golf to bring awareness to PTSD issues in my profession, and especially now first responders, as you can see with my shirt here, the foundation logo, bringing awareness for my brothers and sisters in the first responder professions, and using golf to help them deal with the stresses of the profession. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy part 2 of this tournament, and I love y'all. Thank you. All right, here we are on the back 9 of my tournament round with the Amateur Players Tour. Hole number 10, 374 yards from the tips. Got to get across that water, as you can see. And then this is an uphill approach shot, and the wind on this day was directly into our mugs. So that uphill approach shot always gives me fits on this hole, especially with wind in the face. There you can see my score from the front 9. Let's see what I can do on this back 9. So again, like I said, the wind's directly in the face. The target, see that big tree in the background in the middle by that, you can see it. So I'm just a little right of that, and it drew back a little bit, and I'm clear of these trees on the right that you're going to see just enough, especially for this pin location. But I will say that those trees, you know, I had to be leery of them because the wind was blowing to the right and in. And on this swing, I just tried to keep it low, and I quit on it and hit the side of the slope there and kick back into the bunkers you're going to see here. And here we go. The wind's right into my face. You guys have had these bunker shots in your rounds where that sand is going to blow right in my face as soon as I hit the ball. So I was just mainly looking to get this out, maybe get it halfway between me and the hole and have a chance for par, because it was a pretty long bunker shot. As you're going to see, I got it out, and you'll see from the next clip that I still had a long putt for the par. Look at that wind whip on that flag, and I know it's whipping pretty fast because of the fast motion, but there we go, regular speed, and look at it still whip. So I was uphill into that wind. I hit that one pretty good, I thought, and I left myself an uphill putt for the bogey. And here I am, I'm grinding. It's a tournament. In a regular round, I probably wouldn't grind as much. I would have went ahead and putted that ball, but this one I was grinding, knowing that I had to leave this as just a bogey. And there we go. I was able to do it. Hole 11, as you can see there, 389 yards. I'm 4 over now, 1 over on the start of the back 9. So this one's downwind, and it's only like 240 to clear that bunker you saw there on the left. And this pin today was more in the front middle. You really can't, obviously you can't see the fairway there, but the aiming point is that last house of those houses on the right. It's that last house on the left. And I drew it right at it. I'm going to have a good look into this pin position from the fairway. So this wind is blowing hard to the right, and so I chose the 54 from 104 yards. And I kind of quit on that one too, but the result just came up short, and I was in a conundrum here of choosing like a pitching wedge or a 54 or the putter. And as you can see, I chose the putter. Get it running on the green. And as you know, a lot of times these type of putts have a lot of topspin coming through that fringe, and it did. It just kept going. And like I said on the previous video, that these greens were firm and fast. And again, here I am grinding over a putt, this one for par. And luckily, I'd already saw a couple putts on a similar line, so I kind of knew what it was going to do. And that always helps. There we go, made the par putt. And thank God I made it, because it probably would have rolled 4 feet by, and I might have double bogeyed that hole. But anyway, this hole, they had us up from the 481. We're playing at the 424 because the number 1 handicap hole, as well as it's directly into the teeth of the wind. That dogleg left helps a lot, cuts down some of the yardage that you have left into this green. As you can see, no bunkering on this hole. And my aiming point was that tree out in the middle that you can see there. You'll see the line there, kind of on that, and hit a little draw. I was pleased with that one. So 200 yards out, the wind it's kind of in and to the left. And I didn't use a shot tracer on this one because, as you can see, I thought I was going to hit that barber pole there. Thank God I didn't. And that one ran up close to the green, as you're going to see here on the next clip. There we go. So I chose the 54-degree wedge here, and then I set the camera up kind of right here where you're going to see, because if I was further back, you wouldn't be able to see the ball roll up to the hole. So I chose this angle so you can see the shot coming in here in a few seconds. There we go. Ran up there pretty good. Left myself probably about a 1.5 feet, 2 feet maybe. There we go for the par. It's always nice to walk out of that hole with a par. Here we go, hole 13, 526 yards from the tips. And that bunker can play fits at times, but the way the wind was blowing today, and these trees on the left usually block any type of wind, but the wind was feeding from left to right through those trees. If you got it up high enough, it would affect it, but other than that, as you can see on this green, this pin was kind of in a similar position as you're going to see when I get closer to the green. Goal here is just to clear that bunker on the right with a little draw or hit it straightish. And that one I hit like a low draw. Fairways were firm, so it ran pretty good for me. 257 yards out, 3-wood. I figured I was going to get there as close as I can instead of laying up to the 100-yard area. Said, why not give myself a better chance for a birdie? And I hit a good 3-wood. The wind blowing from the left helped that one, not draw as much, and it ran up pretty good. And I think I chose a 54-degree here. Just a little runner chip shot. I thought it was going to feed a little more towards the hole, so that was a misread there. But I had a good look at birdie to get my back nine back to even here. And I did not do a Kevin Na on purpose there. I honestly thought I mishit that putt and it wasn't going to break into the hole. So anyway, hole 14, 438. This one plays uphill the whole way, but it was downwind. So it kind of makes up for the length and being uphill as well. So you can see the bunker on the left and the little grass bunker on the right there. That can give you fits if you hit it into that grass bunker. Feeling good after that birdie. It's feeling good. My driver, I felt like I was hitting it pretty good for the most part the whole day, except for the first couple holes. If you go back and watch that previous video, hit that one good, downwind, uphill, and you can see the wind is starting to shake that camera. Getting up here on this hill, the wind was starting to affect things more. Didn't trust what I was feeling. Bounced over that little grass bunker I showed you and rolled to the back of the green. And this ball was kind of in a gnarly little lie. I couldn't get comfortable over how it was going to
jump out of that lie. And then also into the wind, I was afraid of if I hit it too hard, it just wasn't. It could roll well past. So I didn't gauge it right and had myself a downhill putt. And look at that wind shake the camera. So I never felt comfortable over this one, to be honest with you, and I babied it and left it short. So should have gave myself a better opportunity for that par, and there we go. So going into this hole, I had a one-stroke lead over Jake, and we were looking at they had a live leaderboard if the people behind us were putting their scores in. But between Jake and I going into hole 14, I was 2 strokes on him, so now I was only 1 stroke up on him. And this one downwind, this 8-iron would have been enough. I just never felt comfortable again, and boom, there you see why, because the wind was howling. Knocked over the camera tripod, and here's there's where the approach shot ended up. Jake was kind of right there in front of me for his approach shot. Give you an idea with the 1-stroke lead. And on this one, I just threw it too high, and it just hit softer than I thought it would, and it didn't release. So there's what I got left coming for my par putt. Jake's ball, you can see, is right there. He's coming into market. He made a good chip. He's got a good look at par. And so my goal here was just to take my bogey, and if the putt goes in, great. If not, just get it up there where I can make a putt for bogey. And if he makes his putt for par, then we're tied, and we could hash it out from there. So, okay, I got my bogey. And Jake 3-putted from that distance. And he said he never could get comfortable on he missed his par putt, and on the next putt, the ball was oscillating, and he could never get comfortable, and he missed the next one. So that's the conditions we were dealing with. There you see my score, 552-yard par 5. And you can see the bunkering there in front of the green. And this pin was in the back middle of this green. So the wind was blowing down and to the left. So if you hit it from this tee box, you can get into the gunch on the left. So I would aim a little further right, and it kind of went straightish, but the wind brought it back for me. Luckily into the rough, and it didn't go down that slope that's on the right side into the gunch over there. So 257 went with 19 hybrids downwind. I just figured I'm going to get it down there as close as I can and have a pitch or chip. I felt more comfortable with that than 100-yard shots in. And I hit 100-yard shot in, and I hit this hybrid smooth, kicked hard off this mounting left, and you'll see where the result's at here. I made it all the way over. You see me there. I'm down there trying to predict this lie, and I just hit it too hard. And I didn't pay attention enough to that break there like I should have when it went by the hole. And you'll see here, I misread this one. I should have aimed further left, and you can see it there. It fed to the right. So anyway, I got the par, and Jake made his birdie putt, and the lead was back down to 1 stroke over him. As you can see on this hole, 192 yards. The pin was all the way up front in this round, and Jake hit a good shot right before me, drew it in, and had like maybe a 15-foot putt for birdie. And here you see 182 yards, 6-iron. Debating. I think I had the 5 in my hand at that time, and I went ahead and got the 6. So here we go. Let's see what I do. This is, I know that my game is kind of floundering a little bit from the hole 14 and 15. So, hit a little pull draw. And I'm happy they didn't go further left into the gunch. But I'm up here on this mound, as you're going to see. And it's not the greatest of lies, but I knew I had to grind over this and get it on the green and give myself a chance for a par putt. Knowing that his ball, you see here on the right there, is not much further from where he's standing, and he's going to have a chance could be a 2-shot swing if he'd make the birdie. So hit on the fringe, released up, and you'll see where I have a good chance at par here. And there I am trying to read my putt, grinding over it, knowing this putt would put us in a tie if I missed it. And so I'm grinding over it, trying to read it right, deep breaths, taking my time. And let's see what I can do. Cleaning up the debris. Here we go. All right. Grinded for that par. 1-stroke lead going into the 18th hole over Jake. Now, behind us, we were seeing their scores, and a guy had birdied 16, and he had a 1-stroke lead over. He was tied with me at the time. And then he had a 1-stroke lead over Jake. And there was another guy also at 6 over. So we knew where we kind of stood. So that's cool about the live scoring. So again, into the wind. You can see the camera shaking, playing from those back tees. And I just was taking a good tempoed swing here and wasn't trying to do too much with it. And you'll see I only hit this about maybe 220, 230. 190 out, 22 hybrid. The pin is kind of in the middle of the green. And I felt kind of comfortable over this one. Little draw too much, but the result wasn't too bad over on this left side.
Might be even shorter of it.
So you'll see my lie here coming up. It's not bad. But Jake was down here in this like grass bunker hole to the right of me. He made a phenomenal chip. You can see him there marking his ball. It's about a foot away, 1.5 feet. And I know, okay, don't skull this across the green and double bogey this hole and lose this tournament. Just get this on the green with the 1-stroke lead and try to make a par putt. And, you know, I thought I hit this chip shot pretty good. I thought it would run out some more than it did. But at least I gave myself a chance for the par putt. It was kind of a tough one. But it breaks pretty good to the right. I know you really can't see the hole there that much, but again, I can see when I watch my videos, I aim a little too far right when I putt, and I need to work on that. But look at it go. Even with decent pace, look at it go. So I'm taking my time, marking this again, coming up on it. Just get the bogey in the hole, and Jake, as you see, will make his putt coming up. Oh, you don't see it. He marks it. That's where he's balling it up. He makes that putt. We are tied, and as you can see by the graphic here, we are in the playoff. The guys behind us finished 7 over, so it was just Jake and I coming up to the first hole here for a playoff. Again, this is par 5, downwind. Again, a little nervous. Hey, it's competition golf. And I hit this kind of high on the face, and it middle of fairway, got away with the miss, I call it. Jake hit a good one. He is only like 170 out. And I knew from the previous, when we played this earlier in the round, that, okay, I'm going to go a little long as I'm not up on the mound left or right. And I hit this one good, hit on the green and rolled to the back of it. Jake hit his approach up on the left mounds on the left where you don't want to be where this pin's at. And so his chip shot came down, and it goes all the way to the fringe there where you can see my ball there, but his ball ends up there when he finally pitches the ball down. It's kind of really the only place he could have left it unless he hits the pin. And then here's I kind of had this similar putt in the regular portion of the tournament. And same thing, I left it short in a similar spot, a putt that I kind of already had. So I was kind of happy with that to a point, but here comes Jake's ball. He's going to putt this up from the fringe. He had this baby right on line, and it just died coming up that slope. But he makes his par, and here I am going to grind over this birdie putt for the win, knowing that when I played this hole previously, I blasted it by the hole on the right side, on the left side looking this way. So I just wasn't going to hit it as hard, and it found the hole. So thanks for watching. It was nice to get the victory after not playing in these amateur events for 3 years. So thanks for watching. Subscribe and like the video. And check out the Amateur Players Tour if you're interested in playing some competitive golf against players of your like skill level. Love you all. Thanks for watching.